Bob liked the thrill of watching a new student smile with a fresh, new, beautiful painting. Bob would just make him so happy, it's unreal. It's like, man, did I do this? I couldn't have. Yes, you did.
There's a lot going on besides painting, and I think people are aware of that and they enjoy that.
It's the documentary everyone's talking about right now, Bob Ross, Happy Accidents, Betrayal and Greed. It's streaming on Netflix. It is the story of what happened after Bob Ross passed away at the age of 52 and the people who took over his business. Joshua Raffay is the film's director. He joins us. Good morning. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Boy, it's just, it's unbelievable to hear this story. That the gist of it, for people who don't know, is that his son, Bob Ross's son and half-brother, have no financial interest in any of the Bob Ross merchandise that we see out there. Is that the gist of it?
No, I mean, I would say that's part of it, but in many ways I think of this as a father-son story, and what you really get a sense of is the love and loss that is felt by Steve Ross, Bob's son. He was robbed of decades with his father by cancer,
right.
Tragically. Bob died when he was only 52, and you can really feel how that wound is still so raw and open for Steve, and all of it is tied up in not only painting, but like you were alluding to, the sort of Bob Ross Inc. empire that exists today, and the fallout that surrounds that.
Yeah, just looking at the title of this film, Happy Accidents, we all know about Bob Ross's Happy Accidents, but betrayal and greed, who's responsible for the betrayal and greed?
You know what, you'll have to watch the film to see that, but it's a story that in many ways is as old as time. Art and commerce eventually will clash, and who has the moral high ground is always up for debate. And so that's in many ways also what we explore in the film.
We're seeing a clip here of a woman speaking. Who is this?
So this is Sally. She was the director of many episodes of The Joy of Painting, and a really good friend of Bob's.
So I've been seeing on Twitter since this came out, a lot of people really mad at the Kowalskis, and they are the people who are in charge of this Bob Ross Incorporated. Were they partners with him originally? And then how did this all happen, where this came about, the separation between the family and the business?
Yeah, they were Bob's partners originally. They started their business venture, which was to put Bob forward as a painter together. And I mean, it's a pretty complex story of how the fallout occurred, and part of it was occurring before Bob passed away and really leading up to his death. And then a lot of it continued to play out afterwards.
So is the family angry with how things stand now, or they seem to be at peace with it?
I think there are without a doubt, there are hurt feelings. But what I came away with after spending a really substantial amount of time with Bob's son, Steve, and those closest to him, was more than anything, they're moved by and left with just this sort of transcendent feeling that everybody loves Bob in a way that is larger than ever before. And that really is their biggest takeaway, and what's most meaningful to them above all of the drama and sort of fallout that ensued.
After you doing this, though, do you think things went fairly? Did you leave personally, having liked Bob Ross and what he did, feeling like things were unfair?
From a moral standpoint, yeah, I was absolutely uncomfortable with the way things went down. From a legal standpoint, the rights holders are absolutely within their right to be the owners. But I was less interested in that and more interested in the sort of that gray murkiness that comes into play when you look at it from a moral standpoint.
What about Bob Ross himself? Do we learn anything new about what kind of man he was, what he was like?
Yeah, it's funny because when I was making this film, and I would speak to friends and they would ask what I was up to, I would say I'm actually making a doc about Bob Ross, and my work is usually pretty dark, and so they would all give me that look like, oh, you're going to ruin Bob Ross for me, don't you care? And I would assure them, I promise you I'm not, and you're going to leave this film loving him even more. And I really think that after seeing this film, people will feel a connection to Bob that is so much deeper emotionally than even, you know, whatever they had prior from, you know, just watching the episodes of his show.
I got to ask real quick before we let you go here, are his paintings still out there and available to find on eBay or with a collection or some kind of estate?
They are incredibly hard to find, and the New York Times did an interesting video piece a few years ago that showed that Bob Ross Inc. actually has almost all of the paintings just sitting in a warehouse in Virginia somewhere. Yeah.
Wow.
Goodness. Well, looking forward to seeing this. Again, it's called Bob Ross, Happy Accidents, Betrayal, and Greed, streaming now on Netflix. Really looking forward to seeing this. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you very much.